Hi, Triple Aqua here from the West. I'm Mermaid Christy Ann, and I'm here today in sunny Key West, Florida. It's gorgeous, so I hope it is beautiful in your neck of the woods. And if you're here in Key West, you know what an amazing week we've had. And today is just a perfect day, and it also happens to be the Scorpio super full moon, and that's what I want to talk to everyone about today. And it is the last super full moon of the year, and some of us say that follow lunar cycles of the season. And what are full moons about? What are they good for? How can we work with them? How can we work with the lunar cycles? How does it benefit us? Well, the full moon is something that illuminates things, and because they cannot be hidden any further. And this super full moon is very, very extraordinary, because not only on a regular full moon, it exposes things that we need to release and let go, that things that we are no longer serving us, are no longer good for us, because as human beings, we evolve every day, we grow every day, and if you are awake, you are basically always trying to better yourself every day to be your higher and best self. And so this particular super full moon is in Scorpio, that is governed by the planet Pluto, which is basically a very dark kind of Plutonian energy, and it makes us go into the real depths of who we are at our core and look at the things that aren't very comfortable. They could be habits, they could be patterns, they could be even just toxic behaviors, or just karmic cycles, and even karmic people that we keep around and we're just repeating and repeating. Well, this super full moon is here to say, let it go, because that's what we do in a full moon. We let go of things that are no longer serving us for our higher good, for our higher self. And this is what helps us as human beings, is evolve to be our better selves, to be the beings that we were meant to be here on this planet. So another thing that is really extraordinary about this full moon is we have like about five I think it is, and don't quote me, I think it's 5 planets in retrograde right now, and the North Node is in Gemini. And we also have a lot of Neptunian energy going on. So you've got like this really dark, and then you've got like this kind of like Pollyanna, magic, fairy-like energy, and it's mixed. So it's really interesting, because although most of us have been feeling the energy, and whether you follow a lunar cycle or not, you probably have been feeling like, wow, all of these things just coming to the surface, that that, well, this is why I'm like this. It's because, I've had this habit since I was a kid, or, I picked up this habit in college, or, or I have this thought process because, I was jaded by that, or this is just the way I've always done it. Well, we are in a cycle of our lives, all of us, where we are in our pruning season, and God, source, higher power, does that to us. He prunes us every now and then, and on a global aspect, we are all being pruned. So what's happening is we're losing all of our leaves, and it's just taking them off, so that we can, we look bare, and we look tired, and we don't look ourselves, and we look defeated, but we're not defeated, because what comes after the pruning season, what comes after is the blooming season. So we get to bloom. So we're shedding all of that old skin, all of that dark that we don't need. And that's what Pluto is here for. And this is what the Scorpio full moon is doing. It's illuminating the things that are no longer serving us and that we can't take in to the future. So each full moon cycle, we're able to let go and release on a full moon of things that are no longer serving us. Now, they can be so many different things. It can be habits, it could be people, it could be thought processes, it could be karmic cycles that we constantly repeat because that's always how we've done it, or it could just be so many different factors. Take it how it resonates with you. And we are we're in a time on this planet where it's an exciting time to be here. Yes, I know you're probably like, oh, that's crazy to say, but no, it is an exciting time, because when we come out of this, which we are, because nothing, you know, this too shall pass. It all passes. We are going to be stronger. We are going to have gone deep within, because that's what we have been doing for the longest time. And we are looking at different aspects of ourselves that we didn't really have time to look at, because, you know, you're running here, I got to do this, I got to do that. And life was just spinning so fast. I mean, even they were saying, and I think it was even I think it was my mom that was telling me how she had read somewhere or heard somewhere that how the energy of the planet, you know, is just slowed down. Well, of course, because we've all slowed down, because since we are energy, you know, we have people running here doing this, and the cars going around, and so like we're pulling all this energy force all over the place. So now we've been forced to stop, to go within, and now we are having all this Plutonian energy that's coming in off of Scorpio. And Scorpio is known as the archetype that is, you know, the rise of the phoenix. It's the phoenix rising out of the ashes. So, you know, just when you think, you know, the phoenix goes in the ashes and you think it's, you know, it's done, it's burnt up, it's going to be disintegrated. No, it comes out, and it comes out stronger than ever. And that is what's happening to us now. But we have to work with these cycles. We have to work with these karmic lessons to purge all of the stuff that is no longer working for us. And sometimes it can be painful, and that's basically what the Scorpio archetype is. Like in the tarot deck, the Scorpio, one of the cards is the death card. But, you know, and it's, if you don't know about tarot, you think, oh, it's scary, you know, it's demonic, but that's not what it's about. It's about that death, dying to your old self and rebirthing. You know, Jesus says, you know, pick up your cross and follow me. It's like, you know, dying to self and picking up, you know, your spiritual self and becoming anew. But it's painful. It's a painful process, because our egoic self wants to hang on to what we know, what's familiar, you know, how we've created life to be, what we thought life was. Well, that's not what it is. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly dying to old patterns and thought processes. If you think this is the only time that you're going to come out of this and be like, oh, great, you know, I just shed a new skin, you know, that's not how it works. The snake sheds a lot of different, the lizards, you know, they molt a lot, because it's that new life that's coming in. It's that new skin. And us, we have that opportunity to constantly shed the old skin, shed the old paradigm, shed the old thought process, the old karmic patterns, and become anew and wake up. And when I say wake up, I don't mean like a literal sense, like waking up out of bed, but waking up to like, oh wow, you know, there's a new way of doing this. There's a new way of feeling about this or that. Like, I don't have to feel yucky. I don't have to feel like, you know, my past mistakes are who I am today. You don't have to feel like that, because you're leaving that in the past, because it's no longer serving you where you're going. And you've learned from that, and be grateful for those lessons. So embrace this new moon. If you're into crystals, make sure you charge your crystals, put them out. If you are into sage, I saged this morning myself, and you know, technically for us the full moon started this morning. And if you can, you know, get some salt water or some Epsom salt and take a spiritual bath and cleanse yourself, and just let go and let God, ask Source, God, Universe, to take away anything that's no longer serving you. And you might say to yourself, well, how do I know what's no longer serving me? Well, you might not know, but your subconscious knows, your higher self knows. So just ask for any of those negative energies, negative people, negative thought processes and patterns to be taken from you that are no longer serving you, for the will of God or higher power or source, whatever it is to you, has in store for you in the future. And know that things are always going to be illuminated. You can't keep it in the dark for long. And again, that's what the full moon does. It brings everything to light. So I hope that resonated. I hope you got something out of that. I hope that I've inspired you to maybe follow the different lunar cycles. I'm a moon junkie, so I love the moon since I was very, very little. And all the other geeky astrology stuff. I'm not an astrologer at all. I'm a complete amateur, just an enthusiast. I think I'm more of an enthusiast. And but anyway, I hope you like that message. And I'm going to pull from none other than the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I love this card. I just recently did a collaboration with some of my witchy friends, and we're getting ready to post it. I'll probably put it on this channel just so that you all can see, and it was fun. And this is one of the decks I use, and I just love the outside. It's, you know, all the different moon cycles all the way around, you know, from the full moon to the new moon. And pay attention, you know, because when the new moon comes up, the new moon is about bringing in what you want, all of the good and positive things that you can manifest and ask for. So work with this full moon and release, let go of all that baggage and all that stuff that's been weighing you down and just keeping you from your higher self. Breathe. Practice breathing, exercising, meditate, yoga, exercise, go ground yourself outside, but let go of any of things that are just holding you back, or, you know, keeping you bound to vicious and ugly karmic cycles. We don't want to be that hamster in the wheel that always is looking at the same scenery that's so boring. Because the universe, God, Source, has so much to offer us. And when we let go of things, we make room for new to come in. And sometimes it's painful to let go, because sometimes it's people. And sometimes it's people that we really, really want for things to work out, or we have like these illusions of grandeur about them. But know that when you release in a loving way, you don't want to release and be like, oh, well, screw that person, I've given them so many opportunities, you know, this, that, and the other. No, you want to release in a loving way. You want to release them, you know. Yes, people can always bring out the worst in us, and that's us, you know, because even if you're a divine person, you can have a really, really not so divine day, and you can lose your, you know, your stuff. So I'm trying to keep it PG on here. So you can lose your stuff very easily, but you know, the main thing is to keep consistent and let things go, let people go, let ideals go. And if it's meant for you, it'll come back. And if not, then it's not. The universe will bring in more people, the right person, the right opportunities for you when you let things go, whether they're people, places, things, ideas. When you are, you know, don't hold on to something so tight that it keeps you stagnant and you're just waiting around for it. No, don't pine over things or people. That's not healthy, because in the universe, you stay stuck, and that's where you're going to be. You're just going to be living in that, like we say in Spanish, la época de la vida, you know, like that little time, that little, just like that little hamster wheel. That's all you're doing, is just going round and round in your own little mental prison. All right, so let's see what we can get here. I think my guys are just letting me chat away. Whoa. All right, so that one totally flew out. And let's see. Oh, cool. So we got the wolf moon, and it's hunger. Isn't that cool? And the wolf moon is known, it's a Capricorn moon, and it is, it's a number 29, which breaks down to number 11, which is really cool because that's a master number if you're into numerology. And, you know, this is what we, you know, we hunger for new, we hunger for our passions and things that we feel are right and aligned with our soul. And I think hunger moon in the native culture, it was a time where wolves mated. And Ironically enough, 11 is also a master number for twin flames. So it's really interesting. And there's a lot of different portals and things happening for twin flames, like to line the right people up. If you don't know about that, read about that. That's really interesting as well. And yeah, so, and I feel like this Scorpio moon is about that. You know, a lot of secrets are going to come to the surface, things that people have been hiding from people, or false masks, whether you're wearing a false mask or somebody else is wearing a false mask. These things are going to come out because sooner or later, you know, you're hungering for that truth. You're hungering for that justice, that clarity. And another thing that people did in the full moon back in, you know, ancient times, where they hunted on the full moon for food, you know, and so it was because everything was illuminated and they can see, and the animals really couldn't hide. So I guess there's a lot of things you can take from this card. I think it's just the perfect card for the Scorpio new moon, because, you know, we all hunger to be our true authentic self, and having all of those negative energies or negative things that are no longer serving us are always going to leave us hungry. We're never going to be satisfied until we release and let go and make room for all the beautiful new things that are coming. So thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe, and remember to always keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.